and it's wonderful to see how well the Cambridge Central Asia Forum, CCAF, has developed over these years under the brilliant leadership of Dr. Montu Saxena. The primary purpose of CCAF is to collate Cambridge's scholarly activities in Central Asia and the Caucasus, and to raise the interest of the best interdisciplinary minds to engage in research in the region. A further key activity is to promote bilateral academic relations between Central Asia and the United Kingdom. It aims both to promote research within existing disciplines in the arts and sciences, the social sciences, engineering and medicine, and also to encourage new interdisciplinary research on Central Asia and Eurasia. It's a great pleasure to chair the management committee of CCAF. Now, what I've most enjoyed in this long association with CCAF is the ability to have met. I've been very fortunate in meeting generations of ambassadors, envoys, and artists, and have seen a number of wonderful Navroz festivities, which is a festival of sharing, of hosting and hospitality, and of course that very much chimes with the ethos of Jesus College. So I'm also very pleased to welcome so many ambassadors, so many distinguished ambassadors from Afghanistan, from the Kyrgyz Republic, from Tajikistan, from Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, and representatives from Kazakhstan. It's wonderful to have so many countries represented at today's festivities. So I welcome you all, and we all look forward very much to the exciting program. Back to you, Montu.
Thank you so much, Robert. Thank you for those kind and warm words. And as we have already murmured between us that how much better it would have been being in the Jesus College, a special place, especially the chapel, which has hosted us for so many years. So we hope you can imagine that we are there, despite our slightly different surroundings at the moment. It's my great pleasure and honor to give the floor next to our youngest ambassador, as we put it in our language, the person who has arrived most recently to take a diplomatic position here in London, His Excellency Zalmay Rasul of Afghanistan. He is, of course, one of the most experienced diplomats in not only of his country, but I would say of the region. And looking at his CV, his background, it really is a moment we hope that this short address will grow into our constant interactions in the coming years. And I think we have a lot to learn from him, and look forward to working with him. Ambassador, floor is yours.
Thank you, Excellencies. Dear friend, to everyone celebrating Navroz across the United Kingdom and around the world, especially our Central Asian neighbors and friends, Navroz Mubarak. For thousands of years, this has been a time to gather with family and friends, reflecting on our kinship and shared affinity, and welcoming a new spring in a new year. Although in the past year has been a difficult one, to say at least, and it's not possible for the most of us to meet our friends and loved ones as you are used to do this day. I'm hopeful this new spring will not be just mark the beginning of a life for nature, but usher the health, prosperity, and return to normality for all of us, and for my country, peace. I'm glad to see you all celebrating Navroz, and I thank the Cambridge Central Asia Forum for organizing this. I hope that you are able to celebrate it next year in person, so I get to meet you all. For now, I will end this short verses of a poem by Maulana Jalaluddin Muhammad Balkhi Rumi about the spring and a new year. Bahar amad, bahari khoshazar amad. Khosh ro sarsabz shod alam, awan lalazar amad. ز سوسن بشنوی ریحان که سوسن 100 زبان دارد به دشت آب گل بنگر که پر نقش و نگار آمد. Thank you for listening. نوروز مبارک. سویسن سال نو شما مبارک. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful rendering. It brings up the memories, the region, and the imagery that came through the poetry. We hope to hear more of it performed and see it in real life. Thank you and welcome again to Cambridge, to UK. And now I would like to invite Ambassador, His Excellency Tahir Tagizadeh, an old friend, a partner in our projects, particularly to do with Compass project. Our PI is here, and I will give her a floor hopefully at some point when we can get in in our digital circumstances. So, Your Excellency, now I have to find. I will wait. There we go. And
I am here.
yeah, I have found you, and there you are.
Yes.
Please, Ambassador,
Yes.
lovely to see you, even though through a screen.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Saxena. Thank you very much for the kind introduction. And Excellencies, dear colleagues, friends, thank you, all of you, for the kind invitation to join you this afternoon to celebrate Navroz Bayram. At the outset, allow me to draw your attention to the fact that unlike the association that today's event's title somehow makes, Navroz is, for us at least, not a geographical or territorial celebration. It is in fact celebrated well beyond Central Asia, including Caucasus, Balkans, some regions of Turkey, Middle East, Iran. And allow me to say a couple of words on the sides of my main presentation and use this opportunity to advertise an event that will hopefully take place in a week or so when my dear mentor and colleague, former Azerbaijani Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Hasan Hasanov, Ambassador Hasanov, will be speaking on the Azerbaijani perspective on Navroz Bayram, the tradition, historical tradition in Azerbaijan and other places in the region. Back to my presentation. Just wanted to say something very, very important. Historically, as the scholars, regional scholars have proven on many occasions, we are talking about not just 4 weeks of celebration for the elements, which are basically the word that surrounds all of us. There are 4 weeks celebrating elemental component. Then there is the 5th week, the basically Navroz Bayram itself, holiday itself, the day of the spring equinox, followed by initially, unfortunately now lost, incorporated into the celebration itself, 3 weeks of celebrating human traits, including ancestral cult, the thing that we go do now on the day of Nowruz, going to visit the graves of our dear ones who passed away. Then there is this element of divination, the charitable events, etc., etc. So initially, that was kind of a very fragile balance between a human being and the world around him or her. Over the years, Cambridge Central Asia Forum has done a fantastic job by bringing Navroz celebrating nations together with various festivities and events. In that regard, I would like to take this opportunity to pay my tribute, heartfelt tribute to Dr. Saxena, his colleagues, mostly Yakub Chabai, for their long-standing services to raising profile of rich cultural heritage of our nations, including ancient spring festival of Navroz. As I'm sure all of you are aware, Navroz basically means new day or new beginning and represents a celebration of the awakening of nature, celebrated by around 300 million people globally. Its core message transcends borders with its all-encompassing nature and represents hope for better, cheerful, healthier days of spring ahead after gloomy wintry days. Although local traditions and folklore elements associated with Navroz are to some degree common in celebrating nations, it also has its unique features in different regions, including Azerbaijan. Back in 2010, in recognition of the historic and cultural significance of the festival for these nations and all humanity, the United Nations proclaimed 21st of March as International Navroz Day. This motion was initiated and brought through thanks to the joint efforts of the Navroz celebrating nations, including my country and our friends in Central Asia. A year earlier, in 2009, Navroz was included in UNESCO's list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity. This year, we're celebrating the arrival of Navroz in a somewhat somber mood. All of us have all been going through very difficult days over the past year. The continued pandemic situation has caused grief and tragedy for many people around the world, and sadly, the public health, economic and social repercussions will continue to be felt all around the world for some time. However, with the speedy implementation of the vaccination program underway here in the UK, back home in our countries, I very much hope that we as humanity will emerge from these gloomy days even stronger and safer. I wish this coming Navroz to bring us brighter, healthier, safer days. In the case of Azerbaijan, this coming Navroz will be celebrated in a completely cheerful and upbeat mode for a different reason as well. Over the past 30 years, every year in the lead up to Navroz, as a nation, we made a wish that hundreds of thousands of our compatriots, Azerbaijani IDPs, would one day return to their homes and celebrate Navroz in their familiar surroundings, in their own homes with their families. I am sure you are aware of the recent tensions in our region, which led to the deoccupation of Azerbaijani lands. As a once-in-a-generation historic development, this deoccupation paves the way for the return of our IDPs back their homes, hopefully soon after the completion of large-scale reconstruction programs in these territories. In that respect, I can confidently, proudly say that our nation's Navroz wishes have come true this year. Well, thank you very much. And with that rather optimistic and upbeat tone, I wish you and your loved ones a very happy Navroz. Hope that we'll be able to celebrate Navroz physically together next year in Cambridge. Navroz Bayramınız mübarek olsun. And as I understand, there should be a poem. So many people thought that I would be going back to Nizami. I will do something else. I will pick up a ghazal which went as a thin red line through the whole creative legacy of Imaduddin Nasibi, great 14th, 15th century Azerbaijani thinker, scholar, philosopher, and poet. And for those of you who like Shakespeare, please draw a parallel with the famous sonnet 131, or you can look it up later if you haven't seen it. Right, so here we go. I take the merciful one's shape, the merciful I am, the spirit absolute, the word of God and the Quran. I was the one who told the secret of the burning hills. I was the bright fire's Abraham and Moses and Imran. I'm Jesus, Alexander, and the water that gives life. If immortality I have, the source of life I am. I am the sea, its coast I am. I am the shell and pearl, a pearl not only of the sea, the ocean's pearl I am. I'm thought and beauty, I am attributes, I am desire. I am the portrait and the lava charmed by it I am. I am the realm of darkness, I am death, destruction, life, the flood to unbelievers. To believers, know I am. I am the balm and doctor, the recovery and pain, the sufferer and the relief of suffering I am. I am the holy book, its letters, he to whom God spoke, the word, the one who spoke it, and the argument I am. The bearer of the cup I am, the wine seller, drunk, the spring of heaven, the wine pourer, the wine and cup I am. I am the much repeated prayer, I am hypocrisy. I am the one God faith, and of that faith the flame I am. I am the joy provider, the all merciful, the wise, the beatitude, eternity, and paradise I am. Now God, acknowledge him, Nasimi, you are mankind's son, and I am he who did receive from God the name of man. Both worlds within my compass come, but this world cannot compass me. An omnipresent pearl am I, and both worlds cannot compass me, because in me both earth and heaven and creations be were found. Be silent, for there is no commentary that can encompass me. Both worlds are my inauguration. In your essence I begin, so know me by this token, though a token cannot compass me. Through doubt and surmise, no one came to be a friend of God and true. The man who honors God knows doubt and surmise cannot compass me. Pay due regard to form, acknowledge content in the form, because body and soul I am, but soul and body cannot compass me. I am both shell and pearl, the doomsday scales, the bridge to paradise. With such a wealth of wares, the worldly counter cannot compass me. I am the hidden treasure that is God. I am the open eyes. I am the jewel of the mind. No sea of mine can compass me. Although I am the boundless sea, my name is Adam. I am man. I am Mount Sinai, and both worlds, the dwelling cannot compass me. I am both soul and world as well. I am both world and epoch too. Mark this particular, this world and epoch cannot compass me. I am the stars, the sky, the angel, revelation come from God. So hold your tongue and silent be. There's no tongue can compass me. I am the atom, sun, four elements, five saints, we mentioned six. Go seek my attributes, but explanations cannot compass me. I am the core and attribute, the flour, sugar, and sweet meat. I am a Simon knife, the Eve. No tight shut lips can compass me. I am the burning bush. I am the rock that rose into the sky. Observe this tongue of flame. There is no tongue of flame can compass me. Man who is farsighted, cold your lips, pure soul, And this is true. In your mouth, they liken to a point that's hidden. This is true. Men who are in love, I asked about your face through the lips. They pronounce them to be hither and living water. This is true. Men who bow in homage to the face of Adam and mankind, said you are, the throne and image of God's mercy. This is true. Wearers declared your figure is a graceful lotus, but people reckon this is falsehood. So they tell me this is true. Scholars and believers both asserted that the person who shall deny your beauty is a fiend and devil. This is true. Those who dwell in heaven said the flower garden of your face is a heaven and the garden everlasting. This is true. Those who know from God the secrets of the writing of your pen said your face's fragrant features are sweet basil. This is true. Wonder working men declared your face and all that's written there to be the Quran, to be the sacred tablet. This is true. Onasimi, man of insight, said your being's dwelling place is the omnipresent treasure among rulers. This is true. Thank you very much indeed. And with that, I would like to probably invite Mr. Rafik Rustam, a very prominent artist, musician in Azerbaijan, with his trio to perform in Nabi, traditional Azerbaijani celebrational festivity dance. Thank you. Hello, Dr.
Yes.
Saxena?
Yes, we can hear you.
You
Yes.
hear me? Yes. Yes. The table for Navroz is usually a very, very special thing. We call it honcha. There's a tray basically, and the components are very, very well known. This should be the traditional pastry, which is similar for all of us celebrating Navroz. That should include boiled eggs, colored to various beautiful colors. And obviously the part of that, the traditional part of that is samani, which is basically offshoots of, is it barley, I think?
Yeah.
Offshoots of barley. So this represents the renewal, you know, the death and renewal. After all, everybody knows, and probably Ambassador Sana will talk about that in weeks on, that this is the spring equinox is a celebration of the dying and resurrecting gods, be it Osiris in Egypt, be it other gods of the same, Adonis, and the gods of the similar cultures, similar traditions.
Thank you so much. That's really lovely to share.
Thank you, sir.
You see it in real life. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much. I'd like to now invite Ambassador of Kyrgyz Republic, Adil Baisalov, His Excellency. Hope you can hear us.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can. We can.
Well, first of all, greetings to everybody and my fellow ambassadors. Of course, to recently arrived Ambassador Rasul, who we welcome to London, but we haven't seen in person. And it's also been exactly a year since we haven't seen each other with the ambassadors and with the junior diplomats. And I can tell you that we miss each other very much, and we look forward to meeting very much soon. And it is exactly the most relevant holiday for marking this the new life, the rebirth, the spring, the hope, and the optimism is, of course, our ancient holiday of Navroz that we celebrate in our region, in Central Asia, and of course, which has similar holidays among all other nations, including the English and the Scots, the Welsh, and the Irish. But we celebrate the spring. And the Kyrgyz people, of course, as a nomadic nation, we never liked very much the winter. And we always said, and obviously we can only imagine how harsh it was some of the winters for our people, and for both the humans and the animals and the others to survive. And so the spring is very special. There are many sayings. So the spring has come, and those who are not dead, we have, of course, the hope. So we've survived together, the whole humanity and all our countries. We went through very, very tough years. The past year has been very tough, but there is a great hope and optimism, and we are most thankful, of course, with admiration to our and to the country we are accredited in, and the United Kingdom, and all this government, the people, and of course the Cambridge University. We hear a lot about you competitors and rivals, of course, the Oxford University, but we know ourselves that the Cambridge University has been part of the scientific community, the medical community, contributed a lot to keeping the world safe and treating the patients and other things. So I will perform a very short poem by a Kyrgyz poet, Alıkıl Osmanov, who died young, as all the good poets do. They die young. And it's about fatherland. Actually, of course, I have to tell you that I am actually in Bishkek at the moment. I will be coming back in a few days. Dress warmer, the road with ice and snow is spread. The winter's severe, the blizzard howls at hand. You ice chill I take upon my own head. By the road I will wait, stop a while, my fatherland. The nights are bad, may misfortune you road not tread. That is cruel if coming, you rein your steed to a stand. Your sorrow and grief I take upon my own head. Your tracks I will seek. Stop a while, my fatherland. The spring is unusual. Do not catch a cold. Lie abed. Not long these great clouds hold back. Your ills and your ills and sickness I take upon my own head. Do not be sick. Better that I fall sick, my fatherland. And I'm not sure if we will be able to play this video, but I just even if you will not be if there will be problem with sound, but I do still want to play and of course Monto, Dr. Saxena, I never thanked with all the ado the Cambridge Forum and of course the fellows of the Jesus College, who was our best friends here in the United Kingdom. But if you allow me to try, should I try?
Please do try.
Yes.
Or would you like me to try? I can give it another try from my side if you wish.
Yes, let's play just a snippet of it. This was a project of the Kyrgyz Sounds in the United Kingdom, and we thought that the part it was recorded in the King's Cross train station, of course, and it's the Cambridge road that starts. So yes, please do try just a little bit. I think the problems with sound.
I think, let's see. We will give it our best shot.
Yes. Once again, thank you very much, Dr. Saxena and the whole team of the Cambridge Forum. Greetings again to my fellow ambassadors and everybody who joined this very special broadcast. Hopefully next year, see you in Cambridge. And let's celebrate life. Let's wish each other very well. Let's start this spring with the best feelings that we have for each other. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Adel, for making the effort from Bishkek. Greetings to all our friends and colleagues there. And we hope to see you again. And thank you for making the effort at this late at night and putting this together. Despite our sound difficulties, I think we got the spirit of the Kyrgyz. Thank you so much. I would like to invite our close friend, His Excellency Masood Khalifazada, who has been, how to say, a leading star among our students, recently giving lectures. and he had a chance to visit us recently as well, virtually. So Masood, would you kindly share the Tajik spirit of Nowruz, one of the most ancient one in this particular area?
Thank you so much, Montu. It's really hard to add something after my fellow ambassadors, His Excellencies Almay Rasul and after Tahir and Adil, they talked a lot about Nowruz, but I will try. But first of all, my sincere appreciation to Professor Lord Mayor, Dr. Saxena and the team. It's amazing opportunity to celebrate Nowruz together. And I will try, after my fellow ambassadors, I will try to add something about Nowruz and try to tell about its origin and significance for our region and values that have been instilled in us. More than 10 years ago, in 2010, the UN adopted a resolution on declaring Nowruz an international holiday and thus pay tribute to the ancient tradition and emphasize its universal significance, presented to the world Nowruz as a product of creative wisdom, tolerance, peace, and unity, peaceful coexistence, respect history, cultural and traditions. Nowruz is one of the most ancient holidays on earth. It has been known since pre-Zoroastrian times. It was celebrated until the 7th century before Christ in the state of Achaemenids and Sassanids. And actually, the ancient Greek historians Strabo wrote about this holiday. In the most ancient times and to the present, the inhabitants of Mesopotamia gather on these days in the Temple of Fire. This is the most revered holiday when merchants close their shops, artisans stop work, everyone is having fun, treating each other to those drinks and foods that have been touched by the fire. And it seems Nowruz has not changed at all. Nowruz means new day in Farsi. Since ancient times, this holiday has been celebrated as a symbol of unbreakable connection between man and nature, as a lesson in mercy and friendship. One of the valuable traditions of Nowruz obliged people to clean their homes, change clothes, and everything clean, fresh, and new, observing the rules of hygiene. In the current conditions, actually, when all kind of infectious diseases are rapidly spreading, it's very important to remember this. What is especially important, you need, erase anger and hatred from heart and thoughts and greet each other with joy. These are strong Nowruz principle and values. It contains the ideas of good neighborhood, good neighborliness, and love for each other. This is one of the amazing holidays that unites the people of Central Asia. In recent years, in my country, on the eve of the holidays, it has become a tradition to work on landscaping, the construction of various facilities, like including social institutions like schools, kindergartens, health and medical facilities, the construction of gardens and parks. The government of my country has taken many steps to this day to perpetuate the memory of our ancestors. Last year, we celebrated the 5,500th anniversary of Saraf, and 700th anniversary of Sheikh Kamal Khujandi. And these days are included in the list of UNESCO as official holidays. Today, when the political situation in the world and the system of international relations are rapidly changing, every person, especially young people, should be ready to direct all their intellectual and physical forces to the development and improvement of humanity, themselves and their neighbors. And may Navroz bring good news of peace and happiness to every home of the inhabitants of my country and to all the people of this planet. And before I finish, let me to introduce Mr. Sirojuddin Juraev. He's a master multi-instrumentalist and active as a composer and arranger, and he has created a body of new virtuoso work for dutar, for tambur, for seto. So please enjoy. And Navroz Mubarak. Mr. Sirojuddin actually online now. If he can perform online, it would be great. Thank you so much. Okay, Sirojuddin.
Thank you so much.
Assalamu alaikum. Navroz Mubarak Boshat. Happy Navroz, everybody. This is tambur, our classical instrument.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Akay Sirojuddin. Thank you, great.
Wonderful. Now, we thought it will be of interest and of tradition as well to invite some of our key people here in Cambridge who are studying Central Asia, who are promoting the work to do with the region. And so from different generations, different level, I'd like to invite first Sir Nick Ray. Nick, can we unmute you? And see you.
I hope I'm visible, and welcome to all of the distinguished ambassadors and representatives of Central Asia republics. Navroz always reminds me of the important connections and between nations. The remarkable way in which you come together on this occasion, each nation unique, but realizing the benefits of close association with their neighbors, as Masoud Kelafozoda has described. In this respect, it's humbling for us to acknowledge our present UK government has not always backed up its rhetoric by the actions that it's taken. And with the exit from the EU, it has proclaimed itself global Britain. So we at CCAF hope and will be doing all that we can to ensure that intention will be realized by its actions. As you know, and Lord Mayor reminded us, the purpose of CCF is to stimulate and engage in collaborative research. We've done that for nearly a quarter of a century now. We like to think that Jesus College and the University of Cambridge, as Ambassador Baisalov reminded us, institutions that have lived through many different regimes will continue to do so, establishing reinforcing connections with a region that has an extraordinary history from which the research of our historians, archaeologists, geotechnical seismic specialists and so on have benefited, but a truly remarkable future. And that's what Navroz, of course, celebrates. In my own field, that of architecture and urban design, we're hoping both to learn from the past and encourage best practice for the future by sharing our most recent research. It's important to learn what not to do. In many cases, a Western model during the 20th century is not the most suitable one to imitate, as well as to find out what may be possible in the future with new technologies, techniques, attitudes, and so on. Nowruz, springtime, is the time to remind us of the lessons of the past, but also to anticipate an optimistic future. And next time, of course, we hope to be welcoming you back into the chapel and Jesus College. But meanwhile, it's wonderful to see more than, I think my machine tells me, about 130 people attending. So welcome to you all.
Thank you so much, Nick. Prajakti, it's up to you.
Hello, happy Navroz to everybody. Welcome to all our ambassadors. Nick and Robert have already said how it would have been much nicer to actually welcome you in the chapel today. This is one of our favorite holidays. We get to meet all our friends, and our MPhil cohort, which you can see on the screen right now, usually is heading all these events today. So at least they get to hear it, if not participate in it wholeheartedly, which we hope we'll be able to do again next year. For some of our friends, Timur Yunusov is around as well. I think this is the first time he's actually seen all the performances, or he will see all the performances. Usually he's running around making sure that everything goes smoothly behind the scenes. But I'd really like to just welcome everybody and thank you for joining us, even on Zoom. It shows that Central Asia and Navroz is something we all look forward to every year. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Prajakti. I think you will hear from Timur and our research and PhD cohort towards the end of the proceedings today. But these are the youngest people who have, taken the initiative to learn about the region. So I would like to give them the floor very briefly to say something. And I think that's what has been a great pleasure to get our ambassadors to come and talk to them. And they've been very generous in doing so. So I'll start with Carlo. Carlo Gambari, please. You're muted.
Okay, sorry, I was muted. So I just wanted to say something in Kyrgyz. So, Assalamu alaikum, menin atim Carlo, men Italia lik min, Noruz, Mayra, menis menen, which means like happy Noruz, very briefly.
Thank you, Carlo. Carlo, you could just say also where you're from and your research interests as well. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So yes, I said this stuff in Kyrgyz, but I guess that I will repeat it in English. So I'm from Italy, at the moment in Bishkek for some strange reason. And I'm interested in all Central Asia, but in particular in Kyrgyzstan. That's why I decided to speak some Kyrgyz. And yeah, happy Nowruz.
Thank you. Pascual Gonzalez, please.
Hello, everyone. I feel very fortunate to be here celebrating Navroz with you all. It feels surreal to be doing this right now, but it's been wonderful so far. I'm from Colombia, so it's like Latin America is like the farthest possible region away from Central Asia. So for me, it's an absolute wonder to be able to learn about the region and just participate in all this with you all. And I'd be very fortunate to do some work on regional cooperation in Central Asia and now on Silk Road routes in the Caucasus as well this year. So once again, thank you so much for being here with all of us. Feliz Nowruz and Nowruz Mubarak.
Thank you, Pascual. And Shadi Kupati, please, Shadi.
Hello, everyone. Nowruz Mubarak, Nowruz Peruz. It's such a pleasure to be here and to join you all with those incredible celebrations and such an amazing way for all of us to end the semester. I unfortunately can't speak Kyrgyz. I am from Yemen, and it's been very fascinating learning more about Central Asia and drawing parallels between Central Asia and the Middle East, and looking at all those different similarities and immersing myself in the culture. And it's such a joy being here for my first Nowruz celebration, and hopefully it's the first of many more to come, hopefully in person. Thank you so much for organizing this.
Thank you so much. Ferdinando, floor is yours.
Oh, yeah, hello. Sorry, it didn't work out. Thank you very much for being here. I've really loved the exhibition so far. I can't wait for the ones to follow. My name is Ferdinando. I'm also from Italy, as Carlo, but unfortunately not in Bishkek, in Cambridge. I'm also part of the cohort here in film development studies, studying Central Asia. I look mostly at the economic and political consequences of the transition after the fall of the Soviet Union in Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan. I've been learning a lot thanks to the great guidance of Monto and Prajakti. And what else to say? I really enjoyed this event. I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen next. And happy Nowruz to everyone.
Thank you, Ferdinando. Felix.
Hi all, yes. Well, of course, I just want to echo the sentiments of everyone else and say it's fantastic to be here. It's been brilliant to watch so far, and I've really appreciated it. The course has been excellent. It was actually Central Asia and the Caucasus that first brought me to wanting to study development studies for my master's. So it's been fantastic to explore it a bit more as part of this course. I've really enjoyed kind of digging a bit more into the bilateral relations in the region, and yeah, hopefully we get to do some more before the end of term. Be fantastic if we even get to come and visit the region at some point. So I hope that it's the beginning of a long relationship. So I've really enjoyed it. Thanks again.
Thank you. So for everyone else's benefit, usually the cohort ends up going to the region just about now after the term ends. And unfortunately, that has not been possible last year and this year, but we look forward that we will find a way for these young minds to travel there and engage and learn from the region and about the region. And that's usually facilitated by Prajakti, who organizes Nowruz every year, but also all the activities around it. And Nick is the one who provides support, and he also travels with us and teaching and learning many interesting things. And many of you are familiar with this group. So we just wanted to come forward and show our faces, but hopefully, not hopefully, you will meet our PhD and research cohort towards the end of this event, and we hope you to remain engaged in that sense. So with that, I would like to invite our next guest and our one of our oldest friends, His Excellency Yazmurad Sarayev of Turkmenistan. Please, Ambassador, we are good to see you. Can you see us? We can't hear you though. You're muted, unfortunately. It's still muted, I'm afraid, Ambassador. Yep.
Okay.
Good. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Saxena. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to express my thankfulness to Dr. Saxena and his team for their help in the preparation and conduction of this event. I would like to sincerely congratulate all of you on the occasion of Navroz and wish you health, happiness, and success in all your activities. Since ancient time, Navroz has been celebrated as a spring festival, creating a mood of peace, friendship, sincerity, and purity. It is one of all the celebrations in the world that combines original traditions and rituals and occupies a special place in the cultural development of mankind. In our time, the celebration of Navroz has been enriched with new content, and the holiday itself has become integral part of the national identity. That is why Navroz was included in the UNESCO list of intangible cultural heritage and humanity in September 2009, and in February 2010 was internationally recognized by the United Nations General Assembly as a holiday preserving the rich cultural heritage and centuries-old traditions of people, strengthening peaceful relations between states. After gaining independence, we have begun to celebrate Navroz as a state level, which led to return to historical roots and increased care for the national and spiritual values. This year, it has acquired special significance in connection with the Jubilee celebration of the 30th anniversary of the independence of Turkmenistan. On our initiative, the year 2021 was declared by the United Nations as International Year of Peace and Trust. Together with other people of the world, the Turkmen people introduced into tradition of Navroz their life experience, moral and spiritual values such as peacefulness, friendship, dignity, and mutual respect. During days of Navroz, our people demonstrate the art of bakshi, carpet viewing, horses riding, folk games, and the best example of applied art, showing to the world how highly we respect our national and historical traditions. Dear participants, let me take this opportunity to invite you to listen to the poem of the great poet and thinker Mahtum Kuli. Largely thanks to the musician and storytellers, master poems were transmitted and preserved. The poem called Duman Peyda, which means appearance of fog, where Navroz is glorified. In this poem, Navroz is associated with the awakening of life, renewal, and harmony of man and nature. This poem has not lost its significance through many generations. The recording will follow by the music video with a song and dance performed by honored artists of Turkmenistan, Züleyha Kakayeva, and the dance group Serdar. Have a pleasant viewing.
Duman peyda Gelfe nuru elime Renkler zahan peyda Everler avaz vurup dağ kılar duman peyda Bizanlar zanı gelip asarlar dahan peyda Göğürmüdük diyarlar göğürüp rıvan peyda Ederler hayvanatlı hem suudu uzayan peyda Yeryüzüne yayılıp görüyorlar nahan peyda, vabette dahan kuşlar, kılarlar divan peyda. Çöl tarafın bark edip, bir açar sual harçın, zemin sevdedar olup kenimden ayrılar zen, Cünmendeler mest olup göğe içmiş arak gen, her eşyanın özüne öz uvadı bolur gen, sevdi içire sanvaç, yüz dille kılar aken. Zemin ekser pus olup, gül bitirmiş renmeren, kuruyuşa gelip elem, kılarlar kuan peyda. Suduru teda berle, zahan yüzü abattır, olması duru mağrur, piyanası bibattır. Akışkınna zenne zan, bilin bakı hayattır. Her tenneki yığışk olmaz, uruzi edilmemattır. Yaz ütünçe yeru gök, günnün günü ziyattır. Bir haşr kıyamattır, bir yevmu arasattır. Dehli şire bular herden, zahan işire zahan peyda. Berbabı doğkun olma, baka yoktur devlette. Ömrünü bağda verme, sen bir daril mehnette. Yeter sana iru geçişine, yazılsa kısmatta. Zanını zepa eylep, munsa gezme haflatta. Sovap yağışı amalla, yahut yağışı niyette. Elim barsa hizmatta, adam yatıp gaflatta. Hasılın ateş olvoy, eylesen yaman peyda. Maltım ulu yığılar men, bir bağıtı siyahımdan. Korkorum zan apatı elayak güvəğinden. Umuyudum hasıl olmaz bir ömrü tebahımdan. Zan köydü jetedi çire bu ateşi ahımdan. Olumu suğunup dilermen, hazatım Allah'ımdan. Ben nemen umuyudum köp, ol kerimli şahımdan. Eyle arafatta, gülkili iman peyda.
Yağışın eme, yağı yartını cana, kıvırık taşını öyle divo. Kıyıların ire var yalnız cana, bir vatonunu öyle divo. Hay gelin ire var yalnız cana, bir vatonunu öyle divo. أخمل 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 إخارة أخمل إخارة أخمل أيدر دلم ويناركي إغندم وينمدا قديم بقو بلادك لقرهلم أخمل إخارة أخمل إخارة ويهو 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 أخمل 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 أخضارة همل 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 أخاوي.
Thank you. Absolutely wonderful, fantastic performance there. And we really like to encourage people to try to learn more about Turkmenistan, its rich, vibrant culture, which often doesn't get heard. But thanks to Ambassador, many of us has visited, worked there, and we hope to continue to grow. And just imagine those of you are not the first time here. These sounds resonating in Jesus College Chapel, where we would have been. So for next year, be ready, and we'll be back with more force. Thank you, Ambassador. Thank you, your team, for putting together this wonderful thing. Navroz Mubarak, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you. Now I'd like to invite, and now I can, my IT skills are dying as we go, but Ambassador Saeed Rustamov of Uzbekistan. Can we see you? Yes.
Good afternoon, everybody. Montu, should I do my? I have prepared some slide presentation.
Yes, yeah.
I do it myself.
I have them ready. Can we? I can try, unless you have them ready.
Okay, let me do that.
Okay, thank you.
You see it?
Yes.
No, yeah. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome all of you. So thanks, first of all, to organizers, Dr. Saxena, for organizing this event. And of course, the special greetings to Lord Mayor, distinguished ambassadors, as well as all participants who joined this forum to celebrate Navroz and to know more how Navroz is celebrating in our countries. So it was already said that it's a very ancient holiday. Navroz is one of the most beloved national holidays in my country, in Uzbekistan. It's considered not only as a part of the history, traditions, customs, and culture of Uzbek people, but also this is a valuable and protected spiritual heritage. And today, Navroz holiday is an event of national importance in Uzbekistan and major integral part of Uzbekistan multifaceted culture. And like 1,000 years ago, it is still full of ancient origin rituals and colorful ceremonies. Navroz is, as all of we know, is rooted in Zoroastrianism. It's directly related to the history of Uzbekistan. So we know that Zoroastrianism was widely spread millennia on the territory of modern Uzbekistan, mostly in Khwarezm region, in Karakalpakstan region. Today, there are more than 15 monuments of Zoroastrianism just in the region of Khwarezm and Karakalpakstan, but in the total in our country, in Uzbekistan, all the countries, more than 35. And there are many Zoroastrian traces in Samarkand region as well. Here on the slide, you can see the ruins of the large ancient settlement near Samarkand, Afrosiab, that is supposed to have been named in the hero of the Avesta, the sacred book of Zoroastrianism. There are also monuments in other regions of countries. For example, in Bukhara, here we can see also the ancient fire temple, which was later turned into a mosque. So mentioning Navroz holiday could be found in the works of many scientists of so-called Islamic Golden Age, like famous philosopher and encyclopedist Abu Rayhan Biruni, like poet and founder of the Uzbek language, Alisher Navai, like the founder of Mughal Empire, Zahruddin Babur. And certain elements of Zoroastrianism are still could be found in traditions of Uzbek people. So how Navroz is celebrated in Uzbekistan today? As was mentioned, Navroz is one of the most beloved holidays in Uzbekistan. There is a belief that the more fun and joyful Navroz is, the more nature will give. Therefore, festivities, dance, performances are essential element of the holiday. People prepare for Navroz well in advance in each mahalla or its neighboring community. The hashars, we call it like a joint work, are held to prepare for the holiday, to bring community or the city into a proper festive look. And Navroz is a family holiday, actually, and people celebrate it with relatives, with friends, but at the same time, it's a universal holiday of joy and fun. And this is a day off in Uzbekistan, so festivities and concerts are organized everywhere, in the parks, in the squares, and of course, that was before COVID. And unfortunately, last and this year, we have to celebrate it in more kind of modest way. Special attention is paid to the preparation of exquisite dishes. According to popular belief, the richer table, the richer the whole coming year will be. Therefore, the holiday menu is of great importance. The highlight of the program on this day is a plate with a sprouted wheat, and you can actually find it on every festive table. And from the grains of sprouted wheat, the sumalak, the main festive delicacy, is cooked. This is the main symbol. Sumalak is the main symbol of Navroz for several centuries. Sumalak preparation is a real ritual in which only women take part. Sumalak is being prepared for a long time, actually for a whole day. And, you know, as gastronomic abundance is considered a good omen, other dishes are also prepared on Navroz. Plov, shurpa, samsa with the spring herbs and others. And there should also be the sweets and fruits on the table. Separate national sports competitions are also associated with the celebration of Navroz. For example, the national wrestling, we call it kurash, or the ancient national game, kupkari, when the players riding horses try to take the young lamb and to the finish line and not to letting others to take it away. But, you know, besides gastronomic abundance, celebrations and sports, Navroz is a deep spiritual meaning. This is a beginning of a new year, a symbol of renewal, the birth of nature and new life, spiritual and physical cleansing. Due to the philosophy of Navroz as a call for peace, for harmony, mutual respect, love, kindness, tolerance, and mercy, the UNESCO included Navroz into the list in the intangible cultural heritage of humanity that was mentioned by other speakers. It is not surprising that Navroz has become a beloved holiday not only for Uzbek people, but also for representatives of more than 130 nationalities and ethnic groups living in harmony in Uzbekistan, regardless of language, regardless of religion. And during the days of Navroz, they also actively participate in celebration, demonstrate the national traditions, their customs, colorful culture and arts. And all of this definitely forms the fabrics of unique, rich, and many-sided culture of Uzbekistan's people. The Navroz holiday in Uzbekistan is very strongly associated with new hopes and expectations. Therefore, on this day, people forgive insults, refuse to quarrel, and try to help those in need. there is a belief that all this will lure good luck into the house. In the days of Navroz, people also remember the great ancestors. In Uzbekistan, this first of all goes back to the great culture and spiritual heritage of the country, the territory of which was once one of the civilization center for the development of science and education in the Middle Ages. Many scientists and poets underlined and followed the main values of Navroz philosophy: humanism, kindness, justice and tolerance, care for people. And they did it through personal example. In particular, our great poet, Alisher Navai, whose 580th anniversary we celebrated just last month with the participation of the parliaments of both countries and people. He writes about this in one of his ghazals. And I will read a few lines on the original, and then I will try to comment what it's about. Istanganlar bizni sahroyi baloda istangiz. Vodiy hijron ila dashti fanoda istangiz. Vomiqu farhodu majnundeklar uy vodiy aro. Bo'lsalar paydo meni ham ul aroda istangiz. Yuz alarning ishqcha dardu balug'u g'ussaga. Tolib el boshiga kelgan mojaroda istangiz. As we know, Alisher Navai was not only a poet, but also he served as a statesman, and he also well known as a builder who is reported to have founded, restored, or endowed more than 300 mosques, madrasas, libraries, hospitals, educational, charitable institutions. He always was among ordinary people and helping them overcome hardship, natural disasters, famine, pandemics. So in this poem, he says that a person should sacrifice and help those in need, as he showed by his own example and by the example of his main characters of his famous poetry work. In conclusion, I want to say that today, the famous word of Alisher Navai, may your everyday be as bright as Navroz, show not only how important and valuable Navroz is. Today, these words are widely used in Uzbekistan as a wish for the embodiment of all the bright values of Navroz, including peace, prosperity, and well-being. Therefore, today, on the eve of the holiday, I wish you all, may your everyday be Navroz. Navroz Mubarak. And let me probably play the short video with the performance of Uzbek musicians.
Thank you. I'm glad it worked out in the end. Yes, I hope you all could hear it. It's a very vibrant song, and those glitches will actually be not present in our recordings when we put it on YouTube. So hopefully you'll be able to enjoy it forever, in a sense. So, and I hope people noticed both from Ambassador's talk, the motifs which he was showing, the buildings, they were appearing as wall motifs in the video in the background of which was quite very interesting and lovely. And I think people from our class would remember some of the visuals we showed you. We discussed the plurality and the tolerance in Uzbekistan about different cultures and religion. So I would thank the ambassador again and his team, Alior, and all the people, Shahrukh and everybody else who made it work together. And it's too bad because at this point in the evening in our in-person Navroz, we could all start to smell plov in the background, and we start to gear up for it. And I can still smell it, but I know that I'm not going to get it now. So we look forward to that, changing that as soon as possible. Thank you for your support, and thank you for coming and hosting us in that sense. Thank you. And I'd like to now call my friend Gani Bekanov from space, from Kazakhstan. Gani heads the Nursultan Nazarbayev Foundation here in London, and it's a broader relationship with Kazakhstan in education, in industry, in technology, and the breadth that we have is represented by the time when he served as a diplomat originally in London, and now he's back in his new role. So we were compelled to invite him to lead our celebrations today. Gani, please, the floor is yours. You muted, I'm afraid. Yes.
Good evening. Thank you, Dr. Saxena. Excellencies, dear friends. Thank you for inviting me. It's my great pleasure to greet you all, distinguished speakers and attendees at our very special online event today. My name is Gani Bekanov, and I represent Nursultan Nazarbayev Foundation here in the UK. And Foundation is the largest NGO in Kazakhstan, and we work in the field of human capital development and education, culture, and expertise. Actually, you can see our headquarters building on the background, and it was designed by Sir Norman Foster. And in London, we're based on Trafalgar Square. You're all welcome to visit us. We're all aware Nowruz is a very ancient holiday, known to have been celebrated for over 5,000 years. Certainly, by different cultures in Central Asia, and we all know it means new day or new life. Certainly, noticing that the days were starting to get longer, the nights on the exposed plains and steppes and mountains of Central Asia must have come as a welcome relief to the people living there after a harsh winter. Nowruz celebration today is a mixture of old and new, ranging from preparing rich food to rock concerts. In fact, these days, it seems that anything goes in marking Nowruz, with the prevailing rule being the more festive, the better. In 1926, as in many our republics, after Kazakhstan became part of the Soviet Union, celebrating Nowruz was banned, unfortunately. And it was only in 1988, shortly before the breakup of Soviet Union, that Nowruz became holiday once more. And when I was a child, I clearly remember that shiny day in Almaty, and I was really surprised that we have such a wonderful, cheerful holiday. Nowruz since then was officially recognized by presidential decree in 1991. Since then, it has regained its position as the most important and popular festival in Kazakhstan and across Central Asia, of course. Today, significance of Nowruz seems to be even more important. It is very much necessary for all of us to cheer up after many months of pandemic and lockdown, and to start with a new page in a new day. Thank you again. Let me give this floor to Janar, who will have her presentation about Nowruz in Kazakhstan and short singing performance. Janar is currently a PhD student. Recently, she completed her posting as a Minister Consular of the Embassy of Kazakhstan in Russia. She was also advisor to Deputy Prime Minister. She was the Secretary of the Capital City and Ministry of Defense. I also want to mention, I can't not mention, the great victory we all achieved, not just Kazakhstan, but the whole region of Central Asia last Sunday with our Kazakhstani DJ Iman Dev, who made a historical victory and received a Grammy Award for all of us. Thank you, and the floor is yours now. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad to welcome you. My name is Janar Kalbachayeva. I'm really appreciate you. I want to tell you briefly about our history of celebrating Nowruz, the Eastern New Year. Just I want to sharing my presentation about Nowruz. Yes, March 21st, the day of the vernal equinox. This day has been celebrated for centuries by all Turkic people. For centuries, Kazakhstan translate from Farsi Nowruz, a new mean new day. So next. Second, yes. The Nowruz holiday in Kazakhstan symbolizes fertility, friendship, and love. On this special day, people dress up, visit close friends and family, and offer well wishes to everyone around them. So for the nomad Kazakhs, the change of the season was of great importance time because winter was the most difficult times of year. If people and cattle survived winter, it was considered to be a success because in ancient time, it's very difficult period for every Kazakh nationality. Although Nowruz has long been considered the beginning of change, they prepared for the holiday in advance. In honor of the holiday, people wear the best colorful dresses. Every person gathered in the central square of the village dancing and then. If you know Akans in ancient Kazakh improvise, sing and competitive singing, it's a great tradition in our nationality. Of course, a holiday without food is not a holiday. The main dishes of Nowruz Kozhe, is made of 7 ingredients. In the worldview of the Kazakh people, a figure 7 is sacred. Therefore, the ingredients that make up Nowruz Kozhe are considered sacred. Let's start with this ingredient. First of all, water. The main component of Nowruz Kozhe is water. Then meat, sorpan, bruise, grains, milk products, fat, salt. What does it mean? 7 ingredients of Nowruz Kozhe symbolize wealth, prosperity, happiness, and unity. So in modern Kazakhstan, Nowruz is celebrated for 3 days from March 21st to March 23rd. It's a public holiday. The main principle and traditions of holiday have no change. As before, people wish each other well-being. In cities and villages, they clean park areas, plant seedling, organize large-scale festivals, organize and performance of favorite Kazakhstan artists. And just now I want to show that video, next about 2 minutes video, how celebrate in Kazakh modern and Nowruz. Please.
Gerard, would you like to increase the volume on your computer because we can't hear it? Gerard, we can't hear any sound.
Ah, you didn't hear?
No, if you can project, maybe.
You didn't hear?
I'm afraid not. Yeah.
No?
No.
Sorry, if you hear the music, I suppose it's normal. How do you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, also celebrations, the countryside is captivating too, because local there hold primarily national competition, which cannot be organized. And of course, in our nationality, more important songs, because an integral part of heritage of people of Kazakhstan, it was a song of people talk about different aspects of their life, work days, significant events.
Sorry to interrupt. Could you try one more time, just the video? Maybe we can hear it. If not, then you can continue to the next one.
Oh, really? Just now, how do you hear?
Try now.
Again? Just now?
Yeah.
How do you hear?
No, it's not playing. Yeah, play it. No, it doesn't work, I'm afraid. Sorry. We can move to the
slide. Okay. I want to show it, and if I have a technical opportunity, I continue. I want to sing our nationality, national music song, Alkonger, the main of loves. And if I just now, how do you hear?
Yes.
Okay. Just I singing our national song. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. That was absolutely delightful from the steppes of Kazakhstan. And I hope you all noticed both the distinct ways how this festival, this celebration is held across the region, yet there are certain similarities which bring them together. And that's really something we always try to remember and celebrate. And to do that, I would like to thank all the people who have been helping to put this together, despite our small technical hitches that come through. But we have not finished yet, and especially like to keep our guests from the region and our ambassadors with us for another 4 or 5 minutes. And I'd like to invite my research cohort team and both colleagues as well as students to come forward here. Please, Kelly, would you like to start putting our people together for an address? Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Saxena. I'll go ahead and introduce myself. Hello, my name is Callie Berman, and I'm delighted to be here with you all today. And my sincere thanks and appreciation to all of the excellencies, Lord Mayor, Dr. Saxena, and Prajakti Karwa with Cambridge Central Asia Forum for all of your good energies and efforts in creating these kind of important bridges and opportunities to keep this kind of exchange alive. The value of this cannot be overstated. And I'm a PhD researcher with the Cambridge and Central Asia Forum and Center of Development Studies. I'm originally from the United States, and my research works in the Caspian Sea region. So in the spirit of Navroz and with the promise of spring, sharing of fruits, something I wanted to share with you all today was there was an old folklore tradition that was told to me when I was in the Caspian that captures much of this spring sentiment for me. And it says that at the end of every tale, there should be 3 apples that fall from the sky. One is for the storyteller, the second is for you, and the third is for the listener. And so from Cambridge, where we too have our tales of apples falling from the sky or from above, touching the likes of Newton and great minds, my Navroz wishes for you all today is apples of good health and a year of good stories to share in the company of others. So thank you all for being with us today.
I would like to invite Dr. Shalaja Fennell, Director of Research for Central Asia Forum, to say a word.
Thank you very much, Montu. It's an honor, as always, to be part of this amazing group. 18 years, and it feels like yesterday. And we have learned so much from the region. We have become enriched by the region. So as the research director of the Cambridge Central Asia Forum, my job is to ensure that people are happy with what they're doing. And I want to thank Project Thea in particular, who in incredibly difficult circumstances has made this feel like it was planned all along. So thank you so much. I'd also like to say from my own space, this is the spring. This is the beginning of new things. I work on agricultural sustainability, and Central Asia brings that alive as a place, as people, and as Kelly was talking about, you know, things that remind us of places and people. I was thinking of a poem by Wolpe, who's an Iranian African poet, and the line she says in her prelude is, "In the pause between spring rain, a woman pirouettes in a field, her skin 1,000 mirrors." And for me, that's what Central Asia provides, so many mirrors into so many lives. Thank you so much for welcoming us, and we hope to be there again very soon. Thank you.
Now, I found finally, Elena. This is a difficult technical one on this to find everybody. Professor Elena Korosteleva, the PI of the COMPASS project, which has been, you know, struggling at the moment, all of us, as you heard from Nick Ray, to keep our energies up, to continue working with the region. Elena, yourself.
Thank you very much, Montu, and thank you to all of you. This is an absolute privilege, and especially, you know, seeing all this most perfect and most exuberant experience of Navroz festivities. So thank you very much, Projecti and Montu, for putting it together, because even online, it still feels very, very special. So this is the celebration of spring, but I've heard from my friend in Uzbekistan that you experienced snow most recently. So this is how unpredictable and uncertain times we live through today. And despite it all, I just hope that with the arrival of spring, we will all be able, first of all, to meet, see, hug each other, see each other in person, and that the spring will bring us light, will bring us peace, health, and prosperity to you all. So these are the greetings from me as principal investigator, Montu said, for this exciting and really enlightening project called COMPASS, sponsored by Global Challenges Research Fund, UK Research Councils. We are going through our own struggles at the moment. I'm sure Shalai and many researchers here know, but I do hope that with the arrival of spring, it still gives us a lot of hope so that we can continue working together and celebrating these wonderful festivities together. So happy Navroz to you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Elena. Now I'd like to invite Dr. Miliana Radojevic, our outpost in London.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Happy Navroz. I started this day by celebrating Navroz in Australia, acknowledging the wide network of the Friends of the Cambridge Central Asian Forum. And it was 7 a.m. for me, but it was very late for them. And I feel very festive all day, hence this large scarf that I'm wrapped into. Thank you very much, Projecti, for organizing this. It always seems very effortlessly put together, and there's a lot of good vibrations and great energy going on with all the music today. So although we are not together, we're definitely together in spirit. Just for those who don't know, I'm your outpost archaeologist in London, and but I never left Cambridge in my heart. So we are still working together on the Silk Roads. And I could see that all of us, research-wise, we're just covering some together combined 5,000–6,000 years. And I think that's pretty impressive when we look back and see like what has been achieved with this forum. So I leave you with good thoughts and good vibrations, and with many best wishes that next year we celebrate with some good traditional dance and even better food. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mariana. Sinead Moles, one of our longest, oldest MPhil cohort who is still with us. It should work.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Yeah, so I just want to echo everyone's thank yous. My field is in development cooperation, broadly speaking, but more specifically in food and nutrition security. So I'll just take a moment to acknowledge that there is no party without food, which is the only thing that's missing from this party. It's really wonderful to see everyone online, even with all of this Zoom fatigue. I have to say this was a truly enjoyable event, and I think the numbers that showed up shows the loyalty and the excitement that happen around this event. Navroz, and so happy Navroz, everyone, and I will just also thank everybody present on this call, from the ambassadors to Professor Saxena and Prajakti and Dr. Fennell and Lord Mayor, absolutely everybody, including all of the researchers, because personally getting to know the Central Asian region a little bit has really helped me to gain new perspectives and to see development cooperation in a whole new light, which after 10 years of working in the field, it was a really welcome flipping of the brain, as it were. So thank you everyone here for sharing your research and for sharing your culture and for sharing your insights. I really can't wait to continue exploring this region and to continue learning what we can on our side from this and apply it over here in Europe, because we do have a lot to learn from your centuries of cooperation. So thank you all very much, and I look forward to next year even more.
Thank you, Sinead. Now we like to ask Jakub to say a word, and in fact, apart from Happy New Year, as in the Central Asian sense, Happy Navroz as we use the language, but Happy birthday, Jakub. So it's a double celebration here, and in fact, just below him in my screen is Dr. Timur Yunusov, who just had his birthday, which always gets spoiled by him working in, as we've heard before. We will give a word to him. Jakub, it's all yours.
Thank you very much, Montu, for the kind wishes. And I can't really imagine, I mean, in this difficult online times, we are living in a nicer birthday celebration than this one, with friends from Cambridge and from the region as well. I won't take too much time, because also I have to celebrate with my family, as you can imagine. So I will rush through what I have to say, but was talking to my friend from Azerbaijan, actually, that it was 4 years ago that I sent him a picture of this, that I have been celebrating Navroz in the region, which was very nice. So hopefully we'll be able to do that next year. I mean, not just people in the countries, but also us in Cambridge. Just to say briefly, I'm particularly working on Azerbaijan and Tajikistan. So hopefully I will be able to meet you even before next year, Navroz, some of you in the countries. So I shouldn't forget, happy birthday, Timur, most importantly, and happy Navroz to everybody else. Hope you had a good time tonight.
Thank you. Thank you, Jakub. Yingfeng Ji, our other PhD student, who has been trying to get into the region and being kept out by pandemic. Yingfeng. You should be able to unmute yourself now.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Saxena and Project T, to organize this event. I'm really pleased to be able to celebrate Navroz again this year with all our researchers and ambassadors and my cohorts. Just to introduce myself, I'm Yingfeng Ji. I'm from China. I'm a third-year PhD at Cambridge, and my research project is about infrastructure development in Central Asia, with a special focus on the implementation of the Chinese investment there under the Belt Road Initiative. As Montu just mentioned, that I have been trying to get into the region to do my field work. But unfortunately, because of the pandemic, it has been delayed. And I'm really looking forward to have the chance to be there, to go back there as soon as possible. Happy Navroz to everyone, and hope this spring will bring us a lot of new wishes and happiness.
Thank you, Yingfeng. Tina Srivastava, or other PhD student.
Hello, do you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Happy Navroz, Navroz Kuti Bolsun. С праздником, дорогие друзья. Spring greeting from Bulgaria. I am very happy to be part of this celebration, as well as part of the vibrant scholarly community of the Central Asian Forum. This is a place where discussions, friendly exchanges of ideas, and lively debate are very much encouraged. I studied the post-socialist innovation policies of Kazakhstan and Bulgaria, and more specifically the transformation of their national innovation systems under global market pressures and in response to local development needs. My research project also takes into account the impact of supranational entities such as the European Union and the Eurasian Economic Union. And with my research, I hope to contribute towards the well-being of these people. May I wish you all that the beauty and vitality of spring brings you new hopes, much peace and harmony. Navroz Mubarak.
Thank you, Tina. Timur, one of our longest standing friends, partners, and who we have actually imported and inserted into Cambridge world. Timur, the bridge between Central Asia and Cambridge.
Hello, thank you very much. Glad to be here. I've always been a background participant, as Prajakti mentioned before, trying to, in all these past years, I've been organizing the food part, trying to make sure that it's all there on time and clearing up afterwards. So because of the timing, I very, very, very rarely got to actually see the performances. I could always hear the music, I could hear the festivities. I'm glad to be able to actually see it. And this is really fun, but I really hope next year is going to go back to the thing. It's the first time we're doing it on Zoom, and I really, really hope it's going to be our last time ever doing any such thing on Zoom. Being unable to feel the community part of it, the applause, for example, after the performances, not being able to share and comment is a bit sad, but I'm glad for the opportunity to be able to do, even in this very limited format, to kind of come together and wish everyone a happy Navroz. And I hope that unlike last year's Navroz, which heralded the beginning of lockdowns in the UK, this one is going to be very, very different. And it will indeed be a very new day, a very new year, and much better than the last. Health and blessings to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Timur. I would like, as we towards the end, it'll be completely incomplete not to have Professor Munira Shahidi, who has always made Navroz a live thing for us in many different ways, from Tajikistan, but also from the whole region. She kind of represents everything: the past, the present, the future. Munira, please.
Well, thank you very much. First of all, for you, for Prajakti, for all of you, to share with us your Cambridge Navroz. And I remember several times I've been in a face-to-face celebration of Navroz in Cambridge. But now my dream is to invite all of you for Navroz to Dushanbe. In Dushanbe, we really have fantastic Navroz with jumping over the fire, singing, dancing, and, trying to be happy and to share happiness with everybody. And my dream is to make that gatherings once in Dushanbe, or in suburbs of Dushanbe, all of us all together, and to see the really regional Navroz with all its specifics, and all capacity to share happiness. Happy Navroz for all of you.
Navroz Mubarak.
Navroz Mubarak, yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
As we are finishing, and I'm putting our honored ambassadors and diplomats back into the picture, as I have done with Professor Mayer, but I'd like to invite another one of our very important, very, how to say, untiring supporters, Professor Helen Ske. If she would like to say a greeting, we'll be very grateful.
Well, that's very kind of you. And what I would like to say is what an honor it's been to serve on the committee with Montu. He's a wonderful leader. And what a pleasure it's been to attend the virtual Navroz. Obviously very different from sitting in the chapel and experiencing everything in the round, but it's still a wonderful celebration. And it's been such a beautiful day today here in Cambridge that we can at last really begin to feel that perhaps spring is around the corner. So thank you very much, and a very happy Navroz to everyone who's here.
Thank you. Thank you, Helen. I think I would like to simply ask Robert and Nick to unmute themselves, and I think collectively we would like to say a vote of thanks, I believe, to our ambassadors who stick around. I'm not able to find everybody there. If I'm missing the ones who are still here among ambassadors, please help me find them and put them in Project D. Robert.
Just to add what's been said by many others, it's been a fascinating and most enjoyable couple of hours. It's been a great privilege to have ambassadors and others make their presentations. It's been a really terrific experience. Interesting poetry and nice music, and so I would just echo everyone else's very good wishes to you all and say a very happy Navroz. Very nice to see you all.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Nick.
Well, I feel if everyone could be unmuted, we should all be able to applaud. I do agree with Timur that this fact that we cannot collectively say how much we've appreciated this occasion is really problematic. But we might try and give it a go. Anytime I've tried that, it doesn't sound very good, but you might try that. I think it's up to you.
So, Navroz Mubarak to all of you, and I hope very soon we'll be able to see each other both in the region and here. And I don't understand how to actually unmute everybody, but I think I've given the right people to do so. So hope to see you all very, very soon. We'll keep the thing running here for a bit if people want to keep interacting with each other. But thank you so much for making time in middle of the day to join us. And I hope you'll excuse us for those technical hitches, but I believe we've all become used to it. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy Navroz.
Thank you.
Thank you. Happy Navroz.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Happy Navroz.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cambridge Centralization Forum.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Navroz Mubarak.
Bye, goodbye, everyone. Thank you, Montu.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Saxena. Wonderful.
Thank you, Ali.